Hey Gravelers, this is Green Mountain Gravel, year in review.
Check out our 2021.
Okay,
Pull that up.
the first video we posted was Happy Spring. Really?
That wasn't that late in the year.
That was March. Yeah, so we kicked off our year with a little narrative video
Riding in work boots.
in the backwoods of central Vermont, harvesting some sap.
Drinking sap out of a water bottle. That was a lot of fun. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good drone test too.
that's right. That was our first video with the drone. In early April, we did our first gear review video of our helmets. That was the first Lazer Blade plus MIPS helmet review. We've got a follow-up to that video too.
Follow up coming. Very popular video.
So look for the long-term review of that coming soon. I got my gravel wheels installed at the gear house. New gravel wheels from Flow Cycling in early April as well.
And you were inspired and you went quite fast immediately thereafter.
Yeah, I took them out for a spin. I was psyched to be out on some dry roads. Ironically, they were not gravel roads. I think the first ride I took them out on was all asphalt because it was mud season at that point.
You can be forgiven. It was very muddy for quite a period of time. Don't want to get mud on your brand new wheels.
Yeah, they're pretty. We added a route to our website in Peacham. Found some epic views and did a little tour of that route. And then in May, we introduced our new custom kit.
That was awesome. And the funniest part about that was, remember the guy? I think we used his cell phone footage in our video. Like we got yelled at by multiple people who liked our kits driving by. Like we put them on. We took them for a test ride.
We were cheered on.
We were cheered. People were feeling it, and not people from outside the bike world were psyched. They thought they looked good, and that was exciting.
Yeah, and then we went behind the scenes of Happy Spring and showed everybody what making that video was like. And then it was on to the Wet and Wild Waterbury, Vermont gravel grinder in May, end of May.
I was so sad to miss that one because I didn't register in time in February or whenever I had to register. Had the 5 minutes that I could have registered.
It filled up quick. Yeah, it was a good one. Unfortunately, the weather didn't quite cooperate. It was really rainy, but
that made me less sad.
It wasn't rainy the whole time. I got some views, but it's definitely, I think, one to do when there's good views. But that was a fun ride. Yep, then I did ride on Little River Trails.
Oh yeah.
Brook Road, and took on the Murder Train segment. That was really fun. And we've had a lot of people contact us actually about riding over there, and because people know those trails, but they don't know exactly how to link things up. So that's a good one to check out if you're interested in riding in Waterbury. Then came the Millstone Trails Race Series Gravel Bike Challenge.
Oh yeah, you took your gravel bike on a mountain bike course.
Yeah, there was
did quite well.
A race series all summer on the Millstone Trails, which you did a bunch of times with your kids too.
We did some with the kids. I don't know if I'd say a bunch of times, but the kids did a couple. It was fun. The kids had a great time when we were able to get out.
That was a good series, supported a good cause. And then towards the end of June, the Ranger.
The Ranger was definitely one of the signature events this year.
Yeah, that was a big one for us.
It was a lot of fun. I think one of the best crowds I've seen in a while. And I should say, it was one of the only crowds I've seen in a while. Like that was one of the first things when events started coming back, and people were pumped to be out. Everybody was super pumped about that ride. Pumped to be in community. It's always fun to have the special event-specific beer.
Yeah, we met some pros on the course too. Ran into Ian Boswell out there. And
you raced Ted King.
Yeah, Ted and Laura King.
I don't know if he knew he was racing you, and he beat you anyway, but...
I don't think he was racing at all. I think I was the only one racing. But that's okay. It was fun. We've had really good responses to that video, so that was a good one.
And it's an awesome event. Like, I think people responded to that video too because...
Yeah, because they're checking out the event.
Yeah, they're checking out the event. They're checking out riding in the central Vermont, Tunbridge area, where I still think super under-recognized as a premier location.
Yep, I agree. Next up was the Central Vermont Cycling Tour.
That was awesome.
You did with your kids.
I did with my kids, and that was the debut of my tandem setup.
The gravel tandem, which was super fun. Yeah, the kids they always want to do all these rides. Like, they wanted to do the Ranger, and was just a little much for them at the time. And actually, the gravel tandem wasn't even ready then. So it was nice to have its debut, have a nice little day with the family. Nice, calm event. They did it super low-key this year because of COVID. We had a lot of fun with that. It was a nice day. Raid Lamoille was our next event up in the Northeast Kingdom in Craftsbury, which was like that one kind of surprised me at how popular it was, actually.
Yeah,
and
I would agree with that.
There was a good crowd there, and pretty good course.
Yep,
pretty good course. Had some flaws.
I know. We were surprised by the giant road segment. Although I flip back and forth because it was kind of fun to just hammer on the road for a while. I don't do that a lot.
Yeah.
So that was I actually enjoyed that. It wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Really good after party there and atmosphere there. It was a good event. And we had some friends that were there with us doing it, so that was good times. Happy summer. Went and jumped into a bunch of rivers.
Happy summer. I give you a lot of credit for that one because you jumped in a lot of super cold rivers repeatedly and then got back on your bike and rode. And I think it's important that people know that you were actually riding from location to location. We didn't drive.
Yeah,
you actually did that.
I want to say we did like 45 miles that day.
Yeah. I rode it. I did not jump in the water.
Yeah.
And I partially regret not jumping in the water, but not fully.
Well, this year it's on you.
Shoot. Happy winter is going to be me jumping in ice holes.
Yeah. Race to the Top of Vermont came next. That was another key event for us. That was the first event where we were on site as a vendor selling merch. So that was a big deal. And we also managed to ride in the event too. So we raced to the top of Mount Mansfield, Vermont's highest peak.
That was fun. That was a good one. And we had been waiting for that one for a long time. That was one of the first, we had registered early 2020.
Yeah.
And so we had waited quite a while for that one to happen, and it was worth the wait. It was a little bit misty that day.
Yeah.
So the riding it was pouring in the morning.
Yeah.
And then by the time we were riding, it was misty. And so I don't feel that I really saw what the auto road is like normally.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty impressive course. I mean, that's a climb for sure.
Yeah. Up next was Cabot Ride the Ridges.
Ride the Ridges is always one of the best. We love that one.
Definitely.
I didn't ride it this year. I hurt myself. Running shortly before it. This is an endorsement of not running ever. But I had a great time vending, hanging out with the crowd. It was actually nice to kind of, not have athletic expectations of myself and hang out, see people come by for their laps, hang out with people before and after.
Yep.
You did the 100K, Em.
I did the 100K, and that was really fun. Ran into a bunch of nice groups on the road and stopped by all the super awesome aid stations and
yay cheese.
And that's one of the best, definitely one of the best routes of all the events we did. It was just spectacular, really good. Then it was you and I setting out for a little bit of history as we retraced the Bayley Hazen Military Road.
The Bayley Hazen.
Yeah. Which was an event we talked about that for a while and finally put it together.
Kind of a long time, like a couple years.
A couple years, I think.
It's been mentioned. It was mentioned in the distant past, and then nothing happened. Then we were talking like seriously for a little while about it, and then did all the planning and whatnot.
Did a lot of research to figure out where it actually is, and tried to make a route as close to the original road as we could, and followed it 80 miles from Wells River all the way up to Hazen's Notch.
And only had one significant detour where we were warned that GPS didn't work, and GPS did not work.
Yep. And no mechanicals. Although, your chain came off or something.
Almost a mechanical. No, no mechanicals. Almost a mechanical.
Yeah. Braintree 357 Circus ride was the next ride in October.
Woo!
And that was a heavy one. That was my turn to sit in the tent and sell t-shirts and hats and schmooze with the locals while you went out and just destroyed yourself on your gravel bike.
Yes. It was a lot of climbing over a short period of time. And as folks can tell if they watch that video, I was blown away the entire time that it's even possible to piece together that aggressive of a ride. I mean, it was aggressive. And my recommendation now, we were just asked the other day, someone said, if I'm going to do that route, what should I ride? What kind of bike? Should I ride a hardtail? And my answer was, yes, you should not ride a gravel bike. But it was awesome. That was another good one. That was a little bit smaller than it would have been in a non-COVID year, and less advertised and all that. But it was
still a solid
great crowd. Super great crowd. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Great location up there on top of Braintree Hill.
Beautiful weather too that day.
Yes.
Luckily. And the last video we posted for 2021 was Craftsbury Spectacular, where I took a gravel ride up in the Kingdom and went around Craftsbury and Greensboro and stopped by our sponsor, Wild Branch Cider, and checked out the process of cider making, which was really fascinating. And we got some good feedback on that.
Good cider.
Really good stuff. He's sold out of the Spinney that was last year's batch. And
so good.
Right now he's selling a pear, I think it's called Pear.
I haven't tried that yet.
Pear cider. It looks really good. But he's got new and interesting stuff on the horizon too. So I'm sure we'll hear more about that this year. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for checking out our year in review. We're also launching a Facebook group. If you're interested in joining our community, Green Mountain Gravelers, just search on Facebook for Green Mountain Gravelers, and you'll find that group and answer a couple of simple questions. We'll let you in, and we hope to start building a fun and helpful community of gravel riders there. Until next time,
see you later.
This is Steve and Phil, Green Mountain Gravel.
That was our 2021.
2021 reviewed.